technical issues, so we are back for part two. As we were saying, it's so much easier to run against teams that shoot a lot of threes and that shoot a lot of long jumpers. It's very easy to run against IU because when you take a long shot, it creates a long rebound, and guards can pick it up and they can take off and run, and you start 20 feet farther away from the basket and 20 feet closer to your own basket. That wasn't something that happened today for IU, and because of that, they had to go into half-court offense, and you have to go into half-court offense, and you don't have a big guy to anchor in the post. You can't really do that effectively. We all know that Tom Crean has some issues with half-court play calling and drawing up sets like that. So Mike Miller from the Herald Times is joining us behind us. This is a strange video. But IU's offense really struggled in this game, more so than I think you would have expected.
Yeah, I think a big part of that also was just the fact that they couldn't get any three-point attempts off. I mean, the game after they had a Big Ten record 18 made three-pointers, they didn't even have that many attempts today. And a lot of that is because Purdue played really good pressure defense in the perimeter. But when shooting three-pointers is the best thing your team does, you have to find a way to get open three-pointers.
I'm sorry that storyline is so stale by now for everybody listening, that Indiana didn't make a bunch of threes, so they lost, or Indiana made a bunch of threes and they won. That's what we're going to get the rest of the year.
How it works.
It's just, that's the nature of this Indiana team right now, and it's not going to change anytime soon.
It's really inconvenient as writers, but it's also really convenient as writers that the two storylines that go around with this IU team is that they're super small and they can't fix that, but they really, really know how to shoot. And that's something that Tom Crean went out in the summer and he did, because I remember sitting in this gym last year and IU was making like 4 threes, and IU was play a game where they'd make 5 threes, and you're like, oh my god, they made so many. The change in three-point shooting ability from last year to this year is remarkable, and it's I don't know how you can make that big of a change in your entire offensive game plan in one summer, but Tom Crean pulled it off somehow.
It's a lot of coaching. It's a lot of coaching, and the players are just right. Yogi Ferrell was the right player to base it around, quite honestly. And then you brought in the right role players like James Blackman Jr., Rob Johnson, Nick Zeisloft. Everybody they brought in ended up being a direct contribution to that.
And Colin Hartman recovers from his injury. He's another factor on the perimeter.
So it's a perfect storm for Indiana, and now they've just got, what we got, 4 games left?
4 games left in the regular season. The first of those 4 games will come on Sunday when IU plays at Rutgers. They do 4 games left in the regular season. 2 of those are at home. The 2 on the road are at Rutgers and at Northwestern, so you play the 2 worst teams in the Big Ten on the road. IU, for their hopes, will be able to pick up 2 pretty easy wins in those games, you would imagine. And then they come back and they close out with a game at home against Iowa and a game at home against Michigan State. Not easy teams to beat, but they do get to finish out the regular season at home before going into the postseason. I think at this point, it's pretty certain that they're an NCAA tournament team.
Yes. I mean, barring 4 losses, I think.
If you lose at Rutgers and Northwestern,
3.
kind of all bets are off. But at this point, IU's kind of really jockeying to get a better seed in the Big Ten tournament, and then from there they can move on and try to get a better seed in the NCAA tournament. It's all about matchups at this point. So we will not be in Rutgers on Sunday because it's really, really far away, and Sam and I already drove all the way out there, and it's so far away. But we will have full coverage on 98news.com. We have full stories up on 98news.com right now and in tomorrow's paper. For Casey Gajewski and Sam Beitzeisen, I'm Alton Woods. This was part 2. Bye.